going on, investors? We're going live today. We got about if it's a flip, didn't cost me enough money. They wanted to cost me a little more, driving about 40 minutes out of town. Well, technically across town to a suburb of Indianapolis. So, to be exact, I'm not really driving like out of town. It's just
Next right onto South Girard Drive.
Come on, guys, what are we doing? And so, with price of gas and everything, a nice 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. And then I actually have to stop over at the property and pick up a few things that I left over there. Not really too much going
600
on.
feet, turn left onto Reinhardt Avenue. In 1,000 feet, turn right onto West Washington Street.
Sorry for the GPS, but I have no clue where I'm really going.
In 500 feet, turn right onto South Lyndhurst Drive.
Well, you will get to learn about the potholes that are still very much
onto South Lyndhurst Drive.
Very much in effect for Indianapolis. It's like hitting a landmine, man. It's crazy. And you don't even, I mean, I'm not exactly sure where they're working at. I'm not everywhere. But it doesn't seem like they're working anywhere I've been.
You on South Lyndhurst Drive for half a mile.
Okay, GPS. Somebody flipped their whole SUV over there. I don't even know how they did that. It says I'm only about 30 minutes away. But your guess is as good as mine.
Per mile, use the left two lanes to turn left onto Rockville Road.
Okay. Got this damn thing, it keeps falling. Nobody's watching anyway, so it don't really matter. But
it's the left two lanes to turn left onto Rockville Road.
If you watch the recording, I'm sure that GPS is going to be really annoying. It's really annoying me. So we got a lot going on today, though. We got some contractors coming out to one of the other properties.
On Rockville Road for 3/4 of a mile.
We have my personal residence. I got cable coming out, which if you have a business and you run it out of your house or anything like that, you really have to verify it. But I went from paying $80 for basic internet at home to getting the advanced internet
use the right lane to take
for
the
business.
I-465 north, I-74
and
west road.
I got my bill down to $40 a month, plus they're giving me a month free, plus they're giving me a $50 gift card. So yeah, explore that option as a business owner. Take advantage of everything that you can, because it's expensive to own a business. I've been operating in real estate for about 4 years. I've got 2 properties I've did nothing but build equity in, maybe a little bit of cash flow. And obviously I'm going to lose a lot of money on this flip. So that sucks. But that is 100% real estate. You just never know what you're gonna get. I mean, I could sit here and complain about it, and like I said, I'm gonna make a full video about it. But I mean, everything that could go wrong basically went wrong.
Use the right lane to take the I-465 North ramp.
I like to take accountability for everything, so I'm not going to blame anybody or anything. Some of it
merge onto I-465
is
North, I-74.
Yes, oh my God. I'm sure it's about to blare again because I'm about to switch a lane. But anyways, some of it was circumstantial. Some of it was lack of education. Some of it was misguidance. Some of it was
I-465 North for 21 miles.
I can't remember what I heard it from, where sometimes you just gotta accept defeat, and I couldn't do that, at least to the ability where like my defeat wasn't devastating, so I kept trying to throw soldiers into the battle by fixing things that nobody even made comments on. I just fixed them, saying, oh, well, maybe this would be better, maybe this would be better. So we just kept fighting, and time just added up, and it just got worse and worse. And I don't think anything that I actually did made it better. So that definitely was disappointing. What really the biggest thing came down to really what people cared about, quite honestly, was just the price point. And it actually sold less than I thought at the very bottom it would sell. We had some comps that were not too bad, which is, not familiar, comps is comparable homes in the area. I didn't necessarily like see a great comp for the house that I had, just because what I was doing was a little different than the neighborhood, which maybe was the wrong thing to do. We took a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and we turned it into a 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath. If you saw the floor plan, it made more sense than it sounds, because you think, well, why wouldn't you just have an extra bedroom or something? And that could have been done, and it would have been cheaper, and I probably would have made more money at the end. But that's what I did, and I think it turned out for the most part pretty good. But I saw early in the flip process, a home went pending in about 2 streets over. Sorry, about 2 streets over, and it was like 189, and they did a pretty good job from what I can tell. So I was kind of nervous from that point that that 189 was going to probably be my bottom, because I thought the things that we were doing was going to be a lot better. Well, we did do things like cosmetically, the design and everything was right up there with what they was doing. I actually thought ours was a little better, and then we had the extra half bath, which I thought was beneficial. Our kitchen was definitely better. Where we really failed was, well, people wasn't really saying anything about how bad the basement was looking. It was rough looking, but it was all cosmetic. We had a structural engineer come out and talk about it. He wrote up a report, said everything was good, said it was just cosmetic, and we never had any complaints on it, but we didn't have no offers. But then we mentioned something, because at first we didn't mention anything about the structural engineer, but then we mentioned something about it, and all of a sudden the complaints started to be about the basement. So maybe we should have just let people ask questions. If it was like an actual issue, I would have definitely disclosed that information. I would have definitely disclosed that information. But because it was just cosmetic, maybe I shouldn't have, and just let them ask questions. Regardless, that turned out to be a failed attempt there by giving people more transparency, and that just happens sometimes. And that was one thing that really cost me, because I felt like maybe if I would have got that cleaned up cosmetically, that I could have took some of the money and put it there instead of some of the other places, and probably got it sold faster. Because at the end of the day, I basically, all my costs that went into it, if it's just my purchase price and my rehab costs, that's covered. What's not covered is realtor fees, $10,000. Or a little more than $10,000. Closing costs, interest payments, and points. So basically, I made other people about $30,000. Why I lost it. I basically just took $30,000 and my time and just gave it to other people. Now, I did gain a lot of experience from this, so I'm not gonna complain about it. It definitely sucks. It sucks a lot. It's gonna put me behind on my goals for the rest of the year. I do have 2 duplexes I have right now, and I have a single family that I'm working on. So I'm still moving forward without a doubt. Am I afraid to do flips? Absolutely not. I feel like I'm more prepared than ever. I do feel like I'm going to it would definitely be, I'll look at it a lot different. And if anybody tells you that a flip is an investment, they're absolutely wrong. A flip is an active job. Even if the only way it's an investment is you just put the money in and let somebody else do the work. That somewhat would be an investment. It's still not taxed as an investment. Even if you do that, you have to pay capital gains.
There are police reported ahead.
Yeah, of course, there's police report. So the thing is now we have to get down to the taxes and stuff. So I'm going to obviously report a pretty large loss for 2025, and then the fees and all that kind of stuff for 2024. So I'm still working on getting all that tax together. So hopefully, it's not like I made a killing last year, but hopefully with the loss it took, it offsets my gains, and however all the whole tax code works and stuff like that. So that could end up making things a little better at the end of the day, but obviously it's not going to make up for almost $30,000 in lost real estate. I mean, lost profit. And you think about that, like how far that I was off on this property is just insane, because I planned on making about $25,000 and I ended up losing 30, so that's like a $55,000 swing. And guys, when I tell you these closing costs are absolutely vicious, if you think about it, you have I was operating at about $2,000, maybe a little more, $2,000 a month in holding costs. So that's like my interest payments, that utilities, security. So all them things really added up over a 12-month period. That's a lot. And then you have what they call points, which is basically like a fee to the loan. And after 12-month period, I had to pay an additional 3% or 3 points, which 3 points is basically 3% of the loan. So that cost me about $4,000 to $5,000, which is insane. So at the end of the day, I should have just adjusted my prices a lot faster and probably wouldn't have lost as much money. But that's a big lesson that I learned. Let the market speak, and it did. It told me every price drop I got showings. I mean, I got some feedback. I get feedback that things looked good. It just there was something, a better floor plan with another house or better something. Every once in a while, I would get some like uppity person and say, well, the work was subpar, which I've been in a lot of other flips. It was not bad. There was definitely some things that could have been done better, but to say that the work wasn't good, I would. If you've seen some of my other videos, I've called out some of the issues that was not good, but I mean, I didn't see anything that would, if I walked in there, anything that would throw me off. So I'll be working with other contractors in the future anyways, but contractors is always the thing that really, for me, has been the roughest thing in my real estate career, just finding a good contractor. And that's got to do with me a little bit, because I'm not going to go with the most expensive guys, because usually the middle of the pack and the really expensive investors work are very similar. And and I heard a guy on TikTok the other day, another real estate investor, saying, if there's a big logo on the side of the truck, it's probably not who you want to work with. And it's not because they can't do the job, or they don't do it well, or whatever. It's the fact that they spend a lot of money on overhead, on fancy dress shirts, and they got sales reps coming out, and they billboards, and a lot of advertisement costs. So they got a lot of overhead. Plus, they just charge. That's all there is to it. And I'm not one to tell people what to charge. I just know what I'm willing to pay. I've told other guys in the past, hey, I'm not going to negotiate your price. Just give me your best price, and we'll go with that. And when I, say no thanks, they don't like it, obviously, but that is what it is. I will have a different kind of negotiation point with them. I will try to implement some things that I've learned, because maybe I'm coming at the wrong approach, and I understand that. So we'll try to improve everything. I'm definitely improving as an investor, and I just wanted everybody to know, like, I just got off work from my regular job, so it's not like all I do all day is invest, work on properties, do meaningless stuff all day, because I know that the reputation is we're just out here just collecting checks all day. I would love to collect a check. I'm going right now to pay somebody $1,700 to just put a house that I've lost, $30,000 on. So that's gotta make you feel real warm in your stomach. But you gotta take the emotions out of it. It's business. So I was got a lot of emotions about this stuff. I definitely wouldn't do it. You're gonna have good time, and you're gonna have bad times. I could not be any happier today, to be honest, about getting out of this house. This is, I'm not a person that's going to sit here and lose sleep and stress about things, but it was definitely an issue. Like, it was something I had to think about every day. Because, one, the security issue that it got robbed twice, that was a problem. And then once I started watching security, well, technically got 3 times, because somebody's come and stole. There was a welcome sign on the porch that my realtor did the staging. and somebody came and stole that at 2 o'clock in the morning. 0 degrees outside, and they stole a sign that said welcome. I guess that meant welcome to take the sign, I guess. So like after I really narrowed down security for 6 months, nothing really happened, which was great, but nonetheless I had to keep an eye on it. So anytime I heard an alert, you know, obviously I was on it. So anyways, there's nobody on right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off. But if you do happen to watch this on replay, if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment. If you're interested in more of my stuff, if you feel like it, you can go ahead and subscribe. Maybe you'll like some of my other content. I plan to have a lot more inspiring content this year as far as making some good real estate investments. I got some projects coming up that I'm planning out that I'm really excited about. I'll be looking for some other investors to kind of come in with me on that, on the money part. I already have the structure of what I want to do, and so it could be pretty profitable and at the same time kind of help the community with some things that I'm trying to do. If you do, you know, I'm all about helping people out. So I think that that's an important part of real estate investing, because housing is a need, and it's definitely a right to have housing. Nonetheless, some people don't want to live in houses. That's up to them. And I am in a very rich part of Indianapolis, and I have not been in this area for a long time. So I'm a little shocked about how, I guess for the most part, it's like a generic look, but you can tell they put a lot of money into it. So this is generic in the sense that like everything kind of looks the same. But anyways, if you get a chance to check this out, just give me a like. I appreciate y'all.